Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Whisper of Winter Chapter 2, Requiem of the Chained King. I am Carlo, I am your Dungeon Master for the evening, and in case you missed it, in the previous episode, episode 21, we began the second act of the campaign. Yes, indeed, the world of Exandria now faces Ragnarok, as foreshadowed by the events of Fimbulvinter, and not at all copied from the plot of God of War Ragnarok. Or Thor Ragnarok for that matter. Today is episode 22. We begin, as always, with a recap of episode 21. So, in the previous episode, the party, with the assistance of the Bright Queen and the armies of Rosanna and Zelran's demonic army from the Nine Hells, tracked down Karsus and his bodyguards. Having learned from a sending stone placed behind enemy lines that Karsus, this old wizard, made his home in a city called Grimgalir. They tracked him down, traveled to the city via teleportation, and hopped right into the cave where he was attempting to relearn how he casts his old spell that once upon a time caused the first calamity, Karsus' avatar. Interrupting his research, they did battle with him while the Bright Queen and the armies took care of the fucking bodyguards. And yeah, there's this big fight. Karsus casted a 10th level spell, but Zelran was resistant to fire damage, so it did like 9 damage. And but the party put up a valiant effort and defeated Karsus of Avalir. Having slain this old wizard, when he lied there dead on the ground, the party noticed that they heard the sound of strange chains breaking, and kind of like putting two and two together, as well as with some explanation from Mistra. The party learned that Tharizdun essentially represents this great nothingness before the universe was born, the great existence of darkness before the Big Bang, or whatever you believe. So then they learned that these sets of chains were rattling and potentially, maybe, just maybe, breaking. They also learned that the Divine Gate has fallen, essentially undoing centuries of progress in sending the betrayer gods away where they could not have an influence on the prime material plane. Now they do, and the gods are free, and they can essentially walk wherever they want, leading to the start of a second calamity. Some have taken to calling it Ragnarok. The party quickly traversed back to Rosanna as they heard the strange sounds of arcane lightning and bleakened skies. They met up back in Rosanna with the Bright Queen and strategized on what they should do next. The party met up with... they met Keyleth for the first time, voice of the Tempest, leader of the Airshari. They met up with Vex and Percy as well, and for the first time met the champion of Ravens in spirit form, Vaxel Dawn. And then after that, they decided that they needed to be imbued, in order to fight these gods, they needed to be imbued with divine power to, set them on kind of like an equal footing. That was where the idea came to them that they should go to Mistress Temple, considering the fact that they're kind of on good terms with Mistra, and that she can at least, give them good references to other gods and allow them to be imbued with divine power. Which is where we are now. So, at the current moment, you guys are in Rosanna. You see that Allura is here as well. You see Keyleth, Vex, and Percy all walk out of the castle, and it's a strange night outside. There's still like snow, like blanketing the ground. You look up in the sky and see the moon is this blood red, and you hear like strange striking of arcane lightning outside, and you hear just screams of various people and crowds. The Bright Queen and her soldiers kind of like, and the city guard move about the city trying to get them all in a safe place. Some are sent out to the monastery in the city as well. Um, so yeah, Alora is ready to teleport you guys to the Temple of Mistra. Is there anything you guys wanted to do before that happens?
I don't think so.
Okay, so firstly, I wanted to mention that I forgot that I left last time, so half of that I was kind of clueless on, but now that I got the gist. All right. So he's gonna do a dangerous move, and he's gonna go over to the monastery and just see if everybody is okay after everything that's happened.
Okay. Wow, Discord is giving me a hard time right now. Zelrun, you rush to the monastery. You see that, yeah, some of the city guard are here as well. You rush through the city and get to the monastery. As you walk in, you see that some of the city guard are a little bit, just keeping them in one place and standing guard by this door. Sammy is here as well. She kind of like is ushering children into this smaller like portion of the main hall, and is kind of like handing out blankets and trying to calm down kind of like her scared students. And yeah, so you see Robin is here as well. He looks up at you and is like, Zoran, what on earth is going on out there?
Things that got too complicated so fast. But, and he's gonna speak up more, and he's gonna say, "Alright, everyone, no need to be worried. Yes, things are you're gonna, hear about things that are going on, and you may feel a little bit of them, but don't be alarmed. Me and my team, we're gonna take care of it. Just as long as you guys get somewhere safe and away from anything that can fall or anything that can hurt you in any way."
You see the kids nod to you, and the city guard kind of like usher them away from, away from, essentially into a room where they're kind of like safer from like windows and things that can like fall from shelves. You see Sammy helps these children into this room as well, and assigns kind of like some of the city guard to watch over the room, and kind of like just outside the monastery. You see that Sammy, after like kind of like making sure all of her students are okay, you see she quietly just like walks up to you and she just hugs you and she says,
Oh.
just don't die, because I want to fix this when you get back.
And he's gonna look down and he's gonna say, "I won't. Or I won't try to."
She silently lets go and just quietly walks away.
Wait, Sammy. Make sure those kids get somewhere safe. And make sure you get yourself someplace safe too. Don't go anywhere that you're not supposed to. And if you need to, call on some guards or something. Because whatever is going to be facing you all, It's definitely going to be more powerful than just an opponent that's studying at another monastery. Something bigger.
She nods, and she walks away into this room with her students and closes the door. And yeah.
Also, was Adelaide there?
I'd assume I accompanied you, maybe?
Wait, say again? Sorry, you're kind of...
Did the rest of the party join you, or were you going alone?
I don't know. It depends on if you guys were following me.
I'd say I waited outside the monastery for you.
Okay. So yeah, he comes out of the monastery doors, and he just has a big sigh. All right. Ready?
Ready if you are. You think they'll be safe?
Yeah. I know she can handle herself, and I'm confident she can handle the kids as well. But I told her to make sure she has guard, some form of other guard with her. Keep her safe.
Right. She's tough. I'm sure she'll be good.
I'm sure she will be too. I mean, I was the one who trained her after all.
Well, there's no need to get so high and mighty. She had skill of her own.
She did. But I refined it. Anyways, we should probably head back to Allura.
Yes, we should.
Alright, and yeah, we take off.
Yo. You guys take off. See Allura nods to you guys and points her staff forward, and you see that same red flash of magical energy, and she teleports you guys to the Temple of Mistra. You arrive. You've seen this temple a few times before. The same iceberg fortress. Walking in, all of the various servants, maids, butlers, bow to Adelaide as she walks through. And some of the spirits that you can see here are like, the Vox is here, the Vox is here, clear the way, clear the way. And you see that you get to the door to Mistra's kind of like personal chambers. You open it, and there you see the floating spirit form of the goddess Mistra, who looks at you guys as you enter, and you see she says, "Glad you all are alright. I know things are looking bad out there. What can I do to help?"
Well, I'm sure you're aware all of the gods are currently free. Need some alliances before it gets worse than it is already.
Right. She says, "I have a few connections. There is, I have two options here. We could attempt to connect with some of the gods and goddesses, the prime deities, essentially. Or there's a world out there that has been forgotten, sort of lost to time. But if we were able to contact them, they could prove to be a useful boon as well."
Which would you say are trustworthy?
She says, "Do you know what? I haven't talked to these forgotten gods in... Okay. I haven't talked to these forgotten gods in a long while. But, if I had to choose a group which was more trustworthy, I would say probably the prime deities."
Well, let's start with them, and then if that falls through, we'll try to find the forgotten gods.
You see she nods, and you see that she turns around and kind of like waves her hand in the air. And you see that she says, right, I'll try and contact the first goddess that I know of, and the first one that I would likely call if a situation like this were to happen. And you see that she holds her hands kind of like aloft in the air and pulls her hands downwards, and it's kind of like triangle motion. And what follows is a golden symbol of a triangle that is then filled by golden arcane light that glows and fills the room with this golden kind of like glow. Here. You see that Mr. kind of like speaks to this floating golden triangle, and you see she says, Serenray, we come to you in this time of need. Betrayer gods, they're free, and prime deities need your assistance now more than ever. I'm going to ask both of you to go ahead and roll me an Arcana check, if you don't mind.
Uh-oh. Of course, 11.
No. Okay. I don't know how it became apparent that I don't even use magic, but...
As you guys are looking kind of like at this triangle that she's speaking to, you notice that from this kind of like shape floating in the air, it turns from this kind of like golden shape into this like red fire that crackles with energy. And you hear the what sounds like the cry of like a phoenix, as wings appear from this shape, and the triangle itself turns into a this kind of like golden, almost like bright orange phoenix that like hovers in the air. And you see that Serenray, this avatar of this goddess, just kind of like hovers there in the air. She looks down at the party, and you see Mr. looks at her, and it's like, they might not necessarily look the part, Miss Everlight, but these champions might just be our best hope at stopping this calamity and fighting against the betrayer gods. You see Serenray looks down at the party, and you see she says, I beseech you, give me a solid reason why I should bestow my blessing upon thee.
And you guys, you can... okay, so Zelron is there, and he is looking so uninterested. He is just kind of just, like, almost as if he's, like, in his own head, like, just lost in space.
As we are willing to put everything on the line to stop this calamity.
See, she looks at you. It's like, truly, a person willing to put the things they love on the line to prevent the gods from destroying the world as we know it, might just be worthy champions. But that begs the question, if you are willing to prevent the destruction of this world by any means, why does your friend look so uninterested in this?
His appearance does not reveal his true intent. Just kind of glaring at Zelron and side-eyeing him.
And he's gonna look. He's gonna be like, "Look, all I want to do, I just want to save the world, and you know." And he's gonna like wave his hand kind of at the god and just, I just want to save the world, so you guys can just, you know, the faster we save the world, the faster you guys can go on. So we really don't have time for it.
She looks and like hovers there in the air.
Yeah.
It's like you are in the presence of a. I mean, in my years, I've never.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm in the presence of gracefulness, divinity. Now, you gonna help us or what? Come on, cause I don't have a watch, but
She looks to Mistra. Mistra just kind of like shrugs, and is like, "I've been dealing with this too. It's kind of a thing that they do." And you see, Saren Ray looks to Mistra. He's like, "Right." You see that suddenly Saren Ray's body glows orange and sends out this kind of like glow throughout the room. And you hear her voice kind of like amplified. You see, she says, "I will bestow upon you the blessing of the Everlight, but know this. If you fall in battle to the betrayer gods that represent the greatest threat this planet has ever known, you shall not see Elysium." Do I make myself clear?
and he's gonna kind of tap Adelaide's shoulder, kind of like, what's an Elysium?
It's the opposite of your home.
Oh! Okay, so hang on. You're telling me you're granting us power of divine light and all-powerfulness, and yet when we save the world, even if we are laying down our life, we can't go up there? Oh, what a relief. Oh, I was kind of worried there for a second. I thought you said that, hey, as soon as you use this, you get to go there. Oh, that would have sucked.
This is the weirdest situation I've ever found myself in as a goddess. This is the weirdest. I mean, do you not want to see Elysium? I mean, it's a place of angels and great heavens and.
Oh
great...
God! Okay, just stop. Oh God! Now you're making me sick. Oh God! You're making me gag.
Most people want to go there. I don't
I bet.
Okay. So. Blessing. Right. Her body glows even more. And you all feel that your body is overtaken by golden energy as well, that surrounds you in this kind of like divine essence. And when the golden light kind of like fades, you look around, you look at each other, and you all see that you now have the ability to you have wings on your back. You have wings that kind of like resemble these kind of like fiery phoenix wings. Of course, Zelron's already got a magical item, but yeah, you can pop out your wings as a bonus action and have a fly speed of 60 feet. In addition, you see that the both of you see there is this kind of like giant golden shield that kind of like hovers there in front of you, and when you reach out and grab it by kind of like the handle on the back, it kind of like shifts to exactly your size. And I have stats for that item as well, which I gotta change the name of. All right. She hands you this shield, and you all have a fly speed of 60 feet as phoenix wings present themselves on your back. And you see that Saren Ray kind of like nods and kind of like bows before you, and then kind of like hovers backwards. Saren Ray looks at you guys and is like, "Well, is there anything else I can do for you in the present moment?"
Thank you. At least I'm good.
Uh, you see, she nods, and in a flash of golden light, she disappears.
And then there was one. And now we have, how many do we have to get more? This.
From the prime deities themselves, let me look at these specific.
Oh no, he's saying this to Mistra or Adelaide. He's like, how many more do we have to get?
I mean, as many as we can get our hands on.
Google, please.
I can't believe you confused that goddess out of an argument.
Hey, it works. It worked.
I guess so.
That's like that's the D&D equivalent to he hit it so she hit herself in her confusion.
You see that Mistra looks at you guys and is like, well, that's one of them. To my understanding, there are at least 11 other prime deities that might be able to grant you their blessing if you so convince them that you are worthy of being their champion.
11 more? Really? How many gods are there?
She's like, well, there are 11 gods out there that are fighting against the betrayer gods. The ones that are trying to destroy the planet, there are a total of 9 of them, the Chained Oblivion included.
Alright. Cool.
She's like, I thought saving your world was kind of like your whole thing. I thought
Oh, I'm all... Oh, yeah, no. Don't misunderstand me. I would love nothing for them to give me their power, but as long as they, leave afterward,
So,
being in their presence itself, it's... The only reason the only reason why I tolerate you is because you're an asset to, my friend, and that you guys have history. So that's the only reason why.
great, thanks. Well, I'll let the other gods know to not fight the betrayer gods and just, doom the rest of the
I did not say that.
All right.
Well, you know he's
See,
always
now-
being on.
You see now, right there, Adelaide. That's why I don't like gods or angels. They get spiteful.
You're being a little uncooperative.
I am not
Like,
being
you could be a bit more enthusiastic about the fact that we're getting help. Out here alone fighting the.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm kidding. I am so loving the fact that they're willing to risk their lives. Are you guys immortal?
Sort of, kind of. If all of our followers die, then we die. So
That's an odd mechanic. But, and he actually says this. But no, he says, alright, so I am so glad that they are willing to give us their blessing and lend their aid to this fight. Just don't be around me when they're doing it. And I mean, like the gods, like the gods, don't be around me. They're doing their thing.
Right.
So you see that Mistra kind of nods to this, and you see that she holds her hands out and kind of like in this rectangular motion and pushes forward. You see a map kind of like projected of the continent of Wildmount itself. I gotta pull the map for this. Oh, where'd I put it? I swear to God, I left it right here, man. I guess it grew legs and walked away.
It grew feet.
Do I not genuinely have it? Oh. shit.
What were you looking for?
I'm gonna pull up a map real quick because I thought I uploaded
Oh.
this, but I guess I was wrong.
You need to re-upload it again. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think I do. All right, give me 1 second. So sorry.
You're good. If this is a battle map, make the like the battle squares a little bit proportional to the buildings, because some of the squares in the last battle I think were a little too big for us to be like, we kind of look like walking giants.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay. Well, thankfully it's not a battle map, not quite yet.
Oh god! Oh god! You scared me. We had to face off against Phoenix Woman because we pissed her off, or I did.
Just resurrecting Emiko real quick, yeah.
I thought she was gonna be the avatar for the Phoenix, kind of. That's what I was expecting, but
I kind of should have. That would have been fucking perfect.
that would have been terrible and terrifying. Like, not terrible as in like an idea terrible, but like I mean like terrible as in like it would have been terrible for Zelron.
Valid. Is that the only person you guys hate more than Mistra? Is it Emiko, or is it? What about you?
No, Mistra's my number on the hit
Yeah,
list.
I'd take Emiko over Mistra any day. I'd put up with her bitchiness rather than Mistra's super bitchiness. Because she's God. Divine bitchiness. There you go.
Totally valid. Okay, I've got the map. There we go. Pulled up. All right. I just need to clear the fog. Shard is so weird to work with. Okay. Ba 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 ba. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, this is a pretty. Oh, I like this map.
Yeah. So you see that Mistra kind of like presents these like images of the icons of different betrayer gods that are currently invading the different kind of like areas of Wildmount. You see that she says, now, it boils down to sort of which god you want to attack first. Vecna, the sort of semi-god of secrets, is right in the north. There's Lolth in the western region, the goddess of spiders. And then there's Tiamat, the five-headed dragon. There's Zahir, the god of... shit. So much information. There's Zahir in the southern region, worshipped by Yvonne and different snakes. There's Asmodeus in Zadash. Suppose he got free from beyond the divine gates as well.
He was kind of... Zell was kind of thinking that as well. He's like, they dealt with them.
You see, she says, right, when the champions of old banished Asmodeus, he was beyond the divine gates. Since it has fallen, he is essentially allowed free reign over Exandria once again. To my understanding, Drakion has been fighting against Asmodeus for the past sort of day or two. He's been able to hold him just outside of the city walls, surprisingly, but it seems like they might be breaching through.
Those slack-ass guards. God damn it, I can never trust them to do anything. Maybe I need to chain them for even longer than eternity.
She says, you had guards at the divine gate?
Oh, no, just guards. I banished my arch rival's soul. Well, no, I banished his being there, and I kept his soul. So it was terrible. Maybe we should put him down in Tartaros.
Asmodeus or
Asmodeus.
Okay.
Just to make sure he won't get out of there,
Fair enough. That's not too bad of an idea, I suppose. If he found a pit sort of big enough for him, then not too bad an idea.
Hopefully, I don't know. He could be hard to fit.
So she nods. And it's like, to my understanding, all the prime deities have sort of scattered all throughout the continent as well. Some are fighting Vecna, the majority of them are fighting Tiamat. Maybe one or two are fighting the Spider Queen. There's only one that isn't being contested, and that is in the northernmost region. His name is Torah, the Crawling King. No one really knows what he looks like, only what he's done. Destroy, take, and that's honestly it.
And what's this one towards the east?
You see, she says, this one in Osiris.
Yes.
She says, that one is called Bane, the Strife Emperor. He is described as a man of 20 feet, in all black armor with a great sword. He's known as the Great Ruiner, the Great Destroyer, Bringer of All.
Ooh, I like him.
She says, well, do you reckon that's your first target? Or did you want to try to attack another one first?
What do you guys think?
Well, I don't see that we have a specific advantage against any of them, so we may as well start with that one.
You see that Mr. nods and is like, it's a good start as any. She kind of like looks kind of like closer at the map and is like, right, it seems that there are some soldiers there, not too many casualties caused by the god himself. It looks like he's just beginning his march on the city. If you want to head there, shouldn't be too bad an idea. I think your sister Freya is headed there as well to join the fight.
She's what, sorry?
She's headed there to join the fight against this god. Is this not a common thing that she would do?
I mean, I would prefer that she stays somewhere safe instead of joining the fight.
She mistress says, suppose you should take that up with her then.
I guess so.
So she nods and is like, right, best of luck. I'll try and join the prime deities and fighting against Vecna in the north, and see if I can find anything on Torog as well. If you need anything, ask Alora and she can send a message to me. Stay safe and good luck, alright?
Thank you for your help.
She nods and is like, well, it sure is nice to be recognized for one's efforts. And she flies out of the out of the temple.
Adelaide just tries not to roll her eyes.
And you can hear Zoran kind of like a little giggling when she leaves.
What are you so tickled by?
What she said at the end.
It is a bit ridiculous, but look, at least we got some help.